Hey guys, Jonathan here down at Crimson Guitars for another workshop transformation, but most of the transformation's kind of been done, right?
We're in the process, but look, it's all in the last 5%, and that's where you guys come in.
Yeah.
So, shadow foam me up, baby.
Well, I'm excited. We brought a van full of shadow foam, and I think we're going to need it because I can see shelves everywhere that are earmarked for foam, right?
For me, it's all about getting access to the tools as rapidly as possible. I spent most of my life building and the rest of my life talking, and I want to be building.
Yeah.
I don't want to be hunting for stuff and losing things, etc. And we've got solutions for hand planes. I can do things, and that's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things that I need that just have to go on a shelf.
Yeah.
My stains, glues, rulers and bits and pieces. Next thing you know, you've got 14 rulers on hook and you need to find the one that's right at the back.
Yeah. We'll sort it.
Help me.
Help is on the way, dear!
Mrs. Doubtfire!
Help is on the way!
I'm excited to get my teeth into it. I mean, you have got a lot of miscellaneous, smaller little bits and all different shaped tools, haven't you? So that is where shadow foam works well. You're telling me this is just a fraction of what your tool haul is as well.
I founded a whole tool shop because that means I get first rights. I'm a collector. I'm a collector. I'm a user. I love tools. I love what you can do with them. And I can buy a tool that's 150 years old and it's still functional and usable for the purpose that it was made for. And we live in a day and age where you'll buy a new phone and a year and a half later it's toast. What the hell?
And these last forever.
But yeah.
And you give me a little bit of a tour around and you showed me the vintage tool shop, and that is even more chock full than this, which feels pretty full. So yeah, go and check that out.
VintageToolshop.com.
But we're here for some foaming. And I think first job is probably cutting all of the foam to size and getting it all specced up, because then once I've got the pieces, we can do the layouts and figure all that stuff out. Right, so I think I know what you need to do.
Get the foam sorted.
Get the foam sorted. Right, so we've sorted out all of the foam. It took a bit more foam than I expected, but...
A few cubic meters, I'm sure.
Yeah, and now we just need to put some stuff in it, which is what you've been doing it.
Oh, the stuff.
Stuff. I love stuff.
Yeah.
But the first thing genuinely is we've got our stains and finishes and things, and having those inlaid, easily accessible.
How many of these have you got?
There's a bunch of bits and pieces over there.
Right, okay.
And I use them on a semi-regular basis.
Yeah.
But also they sit on shelves all the time. And stuff on shelves, you always end up with other stuff on top of them or on top of the shelf, and it's just an absolute mess. Shadow foam is perfect for this.
Yeah. We've had a few of our affiliates doing dyes and resins and stains in foam recently, so it's something we've not done up until the last couple of months. We've seen a few come through, so...
And now we're all doing it.
Now you're all doing it, yeah, and there's also like a rainbow of different dyes, and that's going to look really cool in the foam, all the different colours lined up, so that's cool. And then tools, we've got tools going in?
Loads of tools.
Yeah?
More than a few. Loads of hand planes, vintage planes, bits and pieces like that.
Yeah.
A whole range of Crimson Guitars, luthier's tools as well.
Yeah.
A bunch of stuff. It's going to be cool.
Right, so what I'll do now is I'll get all the foam out the wall, and then we'll start doing some layouts.
One step back, so we can do 2 steps forward.
That's it, yeah. Right, so that is the first one all done. We've got all of the stains lined up, and we used a little bottle of fretboard cleaner. It was the perfect spacer to just get all the bottles perfectly lined up. We used masking tape across the bottom to make sure they were all square. Then we did the same thing for the 2 rows of planes, and then we just had equal gaps between them. Same thing with the little row of planes in the middle. All I needed was one of our basic cutting kits. So these come free with orders over £60, or you can purchase them separately. They've got everything in you need to do exactly as I've done here. So it's anti-cut gloves, it's a scalpel, 5 blades, a pair of forceps to put the blades on the scalpel, sticker and instructions. That's all I used to do this. It was simply place the item where I wanted it to go, cut around it with a scalpel, peel back the foam, and there you go. You make a little location for each item, and we've used that same process for every item and ended up with that. So everything's all nice and neatly organized now. The logo is very much the same process. We've just printed off the logo, sellotaped onto the foam, and just ensured it was in the exact right spot that we wanted it. And then we've just cut round the design and then peeled back the foam. Dead simple. And that is it. So let's get it in the wall. So that is the first one done, and it's looking sweet. On to the next. So it's like a symmetrical layout here, and equal and opposite to that one, we've got another panel going here, and we're going to have 12 of the stains in there, very similar to that one, plus a load of measurement tools. So let's get a layout sorted. Right, so this is the second and probably final liner we're going to be doing. So I've saved these two, what are these? Little files?
Bass guitar nut slotting files.
Right, okay. So here we go.
Here we go.
I'm going to save one for you, but all you do is you place the item where you want it to go, and then you just put a little bit of pressure on it. I mean, if you push really hard, you kind of end up distorting the foam, so you just want to press so it doesn't slip around, and then you're just using the scalpel like a pencil, and you're not cutting very deep at all, you're just literally tracing the profile onto the foam, nothing more than that. It doesn't matter how deep you go, just as long as you've cut into the foam, just to give yourself basically the profile. That's all we're looking for at this stage. Then once you've cut all the way around and you've met back up the start, you can take the item away, and what you're looking for is that kind of, you shouldn't really be able to see where you've even cut if you've done it right, and you don't want to be sawing it. You know, you work with scalpels quite a lot, so you'll know a sharp scalpel, you just kind of drag it and you get a better effect. And then what we do is just go back and just make sure it's cut down deep enough. So for this, we only really need to go into the foam like 5 mil, not, you know, 5-10 mil, something like that. So we just make sure we've cut past the 5-10 mil mark, so it peels out rather than tears out. And you want to keep the blade 90 degrees. You don't want to be going in at an angle like this. You want to make sure it's 90 degrees. Then once you've gone all the way around and you've met back up at the start, you just put your finger down one end, either end will do, and you just kind of like teasing the foam back and then chasing it along. So you're not like peeling it one end, you're just kind of like parting the layers.
Yeah.
And that is pretty much it. And then the item, just do a little test fit. We're happy with that. Obviously once this one's cut in, we'll go back and put a finger slot across these. So
Yep.
when I'm doing layouts, that is something else I consider. I try and line things up in a way that I can get one finger slot across the whole bunch.
Okay, yeah.
And then obviously I've done the same here, we've done the same here. So that's it. Here's a scalpel, you've got a glove on.
Fair enough. As a kid, my sister came up behind me when I was making a model aircraft once.
Yeah.
And I was her brother, so I pissed her off, and she came up behind me and kicked me as hard as she could. And if I'd been wearing one of these, I wouldn't have cut half of my fingernail off.
Is that what you did? Flipping heck.
Ben, that's a page 1 story.
The scalpels, they cut so quickly and cleanly that you only have to just brush past yourself with a knife and you're bleeding.
It's a sign of a good scalpel, though.
Yeah.
Helps if you're ambidextrous, I suppose.
Yeah, are you?
No.
No. That's it.
I see how you. You got a cleaner pull than I did. She's not going to fall out.
No, that's exactly it. I'll do a finger pull, yeah. So we just take these all out. And finger pulls are pretty essential. I mean, some people choose not to have them, but for me,
I like the look.
if you didn't have anything,
Yeah.
you're really squishing your fingers down the side.
And over time, you go in the same place and you'll sort of deform the foam, and it's just not great.
So I always use rulers for finger pulls because they're like 25 mil wide and it's the perfect fingers width
Yeah.
that you need.
I really like how organic the sort of torn out sections. Well, it's cellular, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's
And,
a polyethylene foam and it's a closed cell, so if you pour water on it, it won't go anywhere. But obviously when you peel them, it peels on the half bubble.
Yeah.
So you end up, it looks open cell, but if you still pour water on that, it's got nowhere to go.
And this is all sort of eco-friendly, fully recyclable.
Yeah, it's pure polyethylene, so it's the exact same stuff as plastic bottles.
Okay.
So it's easy to recycle and it's easy to reuse, but it's not single use, because obviously you'll put that in the wall now and it'll last you for ages.
That is also the reason I've got no problem with it. You know, the rest of this, same thing. It's, you know, it is plastic, but it's going to be on here for years and years and years.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the whole point, and recycled at the end.
Yeah, yeah. Smashing. Right, so do you reckon we get it in the wall and see the final look? Because that's going here, isn't it?
Watch me drop it all.
Does look kind of cool on an angle, doesn't it? But
kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, I suppose on an angle with LEDs, etc.
it does look cool, doesn't it?
But
it would need a bit of a backing support, but
yeah, maybe one day. But for now, let's do it as planned.
There we go.
Gents, you have done a fantastic job. It is going to be so damn cool. Well,
They look cool.
thank you very, very much.
Happy days.
As I said earlier, genuinely, I'm looking forward to
Getting
finding out
stuck
what's
into
going
others.
into the other ones. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
happy days. So make sure you head over to Crimson Guitars channel, Ben's channel, and check out all of the builds that they do over here in this very space. I'm excited to see what's going to come up with the shadow foam in the backdrop.
Well, I need to make some guitar cases at some point. Let us know what in the comments below you'd like to see us make together, as long as it isn't a whole guitar, because this wouldn't sound very good.
No.
There's a structural integrity issue.
And you don't want to put it in resin, no.
No.
The resin wouldn't soak into it, to be fair. Well, thanks very much for having us.
Dude, thanks for coming.
I've loved it. It's been a whirlwind of a day. Well worth the trip down here.
Perfect. It's going to be awesome. And genuinely, thank you. You are transforming the way I work.
Happy days. Right, so if you like that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click the bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. Let us know any ideas you've got to come back and do another video. We'd love to hear them. I read every comment, so I'd love to hear them. And thanks very much for watching. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you like that video, why not check out some of our others? We've got new videos coming out every week. And Colin Furs, what's the quickest way for people to see these videos?
Subscribe.